When solving two-step equations, it is very important to follow the following two steps. One is to eliminate the number without the letter. And the second step is then to, once you have the first step accomplished, the second step is to eliminate the number with the letter. So if we look here at the left column of tonight's homework, okay, I drew the line down the equal sign and I highlighted the side that the variable was on. If step one is to eliminate the number without the letter, I see a +4, that is the piece that without the letter, and the opposite of adding 4 is subtracting 4. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. A +4 minus 4 cancels out, and I'm left with r over 10 is equal to 5 minus 4 is 1. Now my step was to get rid of the number with the letter, so my number with the letters is 10, and notice that that r is being divided by 10. So the opposite of dividing by 10 is multiplying both sides by 10. The 10's cancel and I get r is equal to 1 times 10, which is 10. In number 3, if I draw a line down the equal sign and I highlight the side that the letter's on, I recognize that my number without the letter is my -2 here, or a -2. The opposite of -2 is +2, so I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Make sure that you're staying organized with your work. -2 plus 2 cancels out, and I'm able to drop down 3p equals -29 plus 2 is -27. Now, my goal is to get rid of the number with the letter, which is 3. So this is currently multiplication. The opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing both sides by 3. And I get, and I'm going to go up here so I don't run out of space, I get p is equal to -27 divided by 3, because those cancel, which is -9. Make sure that you box or you circle your answer. In number 5, if I draw my line down the equal sign and I highlight the side that the variable is on, the number without the letter is the 2. Now that top is being divided by 2, so the opposite of dividing both sides is multiplying both sides by 2. The 2's cancel, and I can drop down my k minus 10 equal to -7 times 2 is -14. And now my goal is to get the number with the letter, or eliminate the number with the letter, which is -10. The opposite of -10 is +10 on both sides. And I'm left with, since the 10's cancel, I'm left with k equals -4. If we look at number 7 and I draw the line down my equal sign and I highlight the side that the variable is on, the number without my letter is -9. The opposite of a -9 is a +9. So know that in order to eliminate or cancel out that -9, you have to add 9 to both sides. I drop down my n minus 4 equals -7 plus 9 is 2. And then the opposite of dividing both sides by, or dividing n by 4 is multiplying by 4. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And I'm left with n equals 8. Okay. If we look at number 9 and I highlight the side with my letter on it, draw a line down the equal sign. The number without my letter is this 22, and since it's division by 22, I'm going to multiply both sides by 22. The 22's cancel. I drop down the -5 plus x, because that is what is left on the top, equals -1 times 22 is -22. And now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this -5. The opposite of a -5 is a +5. So when I go ahead and add 5 to both sides, those cancel on the left. I drop down my x, my equal sign, -22 plus 5 is -17. more on the odd side. I'm going to draw my line down both actually and just highlight them both at once. The steps are very similar to the one we just did, like number 9. So eliminate the number without my letter, which is this division by 2. The opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying both sides by 2. That cancels. I drop down the x plus 9 equals 3 times 2 is 6. And now get rid of a plus 9. The opposite of plus 9 is minus 9 on both sides. And I'm left with x equals 6 minus 9, which is negative 3. And the last odd problem on the homework tonight is number 13. The number I have to get rid of first is this division by 2. Once again, the opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying both sides by 2. I drop down my negative 4 plus x equals 6 times 2, which is 12. And then my last step would be to get rid of the number with the letter, so that's by adding 4 to both sides. And I am left with x equals 16. Okay? All of these equations required 2 steps to solving.